Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Anna. Welcome back for Bel-Air Season 1, Episode 7, Paybacks of YTCH. So, we open up the episode with Will talking to Uncle Fidel, and simultaneously they show us Lisa talking to Fred. And they're both advising the other that they should stay away from one another while the campaign is going on. And both of them is like, but why? And they like, I think it would just be best in order for this not to get messy. Let's just, put a pause on it. Y'all could do whatever y'all want to do after the election is over. But during the election, maybe we should take a step back. So they both say okay. And then we cut to them at school and they tonguing each other down in look like somebody's gym room or a study or something like that. So, they talk about, how we both had the same conversation. We need not to get caught together. And Will is like, I bet I'm going to try my best. So she leaves and goes to practice. We cut to Hillary. That damn Kylo done posted Hillary's video that she made in her lingerie. Apparently, she didn't post it. She just, wanted to record it and just, just fill it out and see how it felt. And she, had no intentions on posting it. So, she finds out that it's posted by another influencer that lives in the house. And she was pissed, of course. And the influencer said, you should probably keep an open mind. Like, I used to be closed-minded like you, but then Oprah called me for a book deal. And I started to expand my horizons a little bit. She not trying to hit it. And she's pissed that Kylo posted that shit without her permission. And the influencer was like, well, anything that is recorded in here is free game. Like, there's recordings going on 24/7. So he can do what he wants with them since this is the influencer house. I don't trust her. Not Hillary, but the influencer. Because they put the camera on when she was packing up her bag. I don't know if she stole something of Hillary's or she was putting something back. Either way, it looks shady, and hopefully we gonna circle back to that because I don't trust Miss Mamas. So Phil tells Viv that they have to put more money into the campaign. And Viv ain't with it. She like, why do we have to put money in the campaign? Like, because people are pulling out, like, due to Fred. So his I think it's his Phil's assistant, who's played by God, what's his name? It's escaping me. Dwayne Martin. Dwayne says, well, do you want me to, give you the money back? And she like, back? And he like, well, yeah, I already took it. She said, also, you had already done it. You weren't asking me, you were telling me. And he was like, yeah, well, I got it out of my account. She said, my account? I could have sworn that it said Philip and Vivian Banks on that account. So, what do you mean? Like, okay, I got you, boo. Bet it up. So she storms off. And Dwayne like, those were the choice words that you picked? I'm like, nigga, go sit down, because ain't nobody talking to you right now. So we cut to Carlton at this lacrosse game. And I told y'all that Connor would never have the same energy for Carlton that Carlton did for him during the first couple of episodes of this season. Because Carlton has been playing shitty for the past week, apparently. The coach said something to him, and then Connor rolled up on him, and he like, what do you have going on? Because you've been shitty all week, and I'm about tired of you. So Carlton like, I'm just off my game, and Carlton kind of like, yeah, whatever, you need to get it together before our game. And then he goes back to his group of friends, his white friends, and says, lacrosse is one sport that they can't take from us. And I'm just like, the audacity with all the things that you have stole, colonizer. But we're not gonna go there. But I knew it, and I wasn't happy because stop playing with us, Connor. But at the same time, I'm like, you see how he didn't cape for you, how you was trying to cape for him. You sold out your cousin and you was being shady to your cousin for this motherfucker that don't even really like you. So Carlton and Will meet up in the hallway. Carlton is pissed. Oh, how did I forget? Carlton got his payback because they started their second. I don't know what they call it in lacrosse, but they started the game back up again, and Carlton tackles the hell out of Connor and breaks his wrist. And I'm like, yes, and yes. I'm so happy that you did that because he deserved every bit of it. So then Carlton sees Will in the hallway after he left his lacrosse game. And, Carlton's a little irritated. And he just like, everybody is saying that I broke Connor's wrist on purpose and he about to turn the whole school against me. And Will like, keep it 100. Did you do it on purpose? And Carlton like, he deserved it. He was like, I'm proud of you, cuz. Like, real talk. So Will decides that they should plan a party to get Carlton more in with basically the black kids. Not even just the black kids, but like the popular kids. Like not just the debate team, not just the lacrosse team, but he invited the whole basketball team. He invited the cheerleading team, and Carlton talked about he invited the debate team. Because apparently ain't nobody else really fucking with Carlton right now. By way of Connor. So they flip to Aunt Viv and Hillary. And Aunt Viv is watching the video that got posted. And Hillary is just, telling her mom that this is crazy. And I want him to take it down. And she was going to get Uncle Phil involved. And Viv was like, are you sure you want to get your dad involved in this? And she like, your daddy he's always been your hero. And he'll drop everything to make it happen. He'll spend whatever amount of money it is to make sure his baby girl is not in a bad situation. And she said, but it feels so much better to rescue yourself. So Hillary thought about it. And then when Uncle Phil came in the room, he like, yeah, baby girl, what was so important? And she ended up brushing it off and saying nothing. So I guess Hillary has decided that she's going to rescue herself. So Viv ends up telling Uncle Phil, all right, I'll see you later, baby. I'm finna go to San Diego. And he like, what you mean going to San Diego? She like, yeah, I got this art gallery. And he like, so what's this? Why you ain't tell me? He like, oh, since we going around here not telling each other stuff, then why should I? So I see you later, deuces. And she left. So after that, Phil wants the details on Michael Ealy, aka Reed. And Jeffrey says, like, you don't have to worry about Viv. Like, you can trust her. But him, that's probably somebody you need to keep your eye on. And he handed him something, and apparently he had all his information that Jeffrey had looked up about him. So Viv gets to the party. Of course, Michael Ealy is excited to see her. He stopped the whole conversation with a group of women, put down his drink, and said, "Oh, excuse me." And he said, "How you doing, woman of the hour?" And Viv was like, "Oh, you too much." So they chop it up, and he wants to introduce her to the people at the party because everybody's been asking about her. So she looked flustered. He like, you know what? Let's go get a drink and take some of the pressure off. So they go and do that. We flip to Will and Carlton at this party. And it was so funny because the same way Carlton did Will when he got on the mic and was like, this is my cousin. Woo. Will ended up doing the same thing and, basically reintroducing Carlton. He was like, give him a chance. Some of y'all might not know him, but he cool as fuck. Check out my cousin and y'all have a good time. What happens after that? I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So as Vivian and Michael Ealy is talking, Theo pop up and insert himself in the conversation, and they both looking like, what is he doing here? I'm sure Michael was more irritated than Viv was. Viv was really just confused as to why he decided to show up, because I didn't ask you to. Feels jealous, and he's doing a lot, but it's showing that you don't trust your wife, because if you know that your wife ain't finna do nothing with this man, then why is you following her all around town? Like, you don't have to do all of that. If you trust me, then you trust me. So we skip to the party again, and Hillary, is just making her rounds around the house, making sure everything is okay. And she see this couple going upstairs. She was like, if you want to have sex, you better go outside and do it in your car. So she, come on back down the stairs. So they come back, and as they coming down the stairs, the doorbell rings, and it's Jazz. And y'all know they like each other. So she, tell Jazz to come in. And she's like, what you doing here? And he like, Will want me on the ox, but I kick it with you. I'll stick around with you if that's what you want. She was like, yeah, I think I might like that. And he was like, what's with that, thirsty chef thing you got going on? And she like, that was not my idea, and I've been trying to get in contact with Kylo, the leader of the influencer house, for the longest, and he ghosted me. So, they end up talking about that, and he say that's bogus, and, he never felt like that was her image, and she like, it's not my image, and I don't want that out there of me. So we flip to at the party, and Viv wants to know why Phil is there and what's going on with the kids. Why are you here? And he like, I wanted to spend more time with you. I canceled all my meetings. The house is under control. Hillary is in charge, and she's gonna make sure that the house don't burn down. So as they talking about that, he like, you are wearing this dress. And as he doing that, here come Michael Ealy hating ass talking about, black love, isn't it beautiful? And he like, and feel like, yeah, it is. And then he was like, then he started to confront Reed about his various escapades with up and coming artists. So he like, what happened to this person and that person? Because it seemed like after you dealt with them, their careers went to shit. And Reed, wiggles his way out of it. And, basically says that's BS. And Viv, when the art news is here, so when you ready to, do that, come holler at me. So he walks away. But Reed trying to act like he ain't up to no good. But we see you, Michael Ealy. You never up to no good. I said that before. Anytime you see Michael Ealy, he finna take somebody bitch. So Lisa gets to the party, and she immediately finds Will. They end up chopping it up, and they're not supposed to be together right now. But Lisa told her father that she was gonna be at she's hanging out with Rachel, which isn't totally a lie. Rachel is at the party, but that's not really what I'm doing. And Will like, I want to kiss you so bad, and she like, no, like, what if somebody sees us? Plus, we ain't told Carlton. He was like, I plan on telling him, I just ain't found the right time, because every time I see him, he looking sad. So it's just not a good time right now. So they flip to Carlton talking to this chick named Aisha. And, they just chopping it up. And she ends up telling Carlton, like, you are you cooler than your rep. And he's like, what you mean? What's my rep? And she like, people say you a sellout. Like, the people you hang out with, the drugs you do, you haven't even been to a BSU meeting. Like, that ain't cool. So he like, so since I'm not black enough, that's why you guys don't mess with me. So he gets in his feelings and he leaves. And it's just like, we're not going to pretend like Carlton hasn't whitewashed himself since he's been in Bel-Air. Or he probably been like that his whole life. Like, he gravitated to mostly white people. And it's like, that do be feeling like you sold us out, because y'all don't be, when y'all be hanging out with white people, most of your friends, your group, your collective group is more white than it is black, or just not black at all, then yeah, we be side-eyeing you. But also, as black people, we got to stop shunning people and saying they not black enough because, you know, they proper and, you know, they hang out with certain people. But it's like, at the same time, like, you can do that, but you don't have to be a sellout at the same time. Like, you can have friends of whatever race, but don't not F with your people. Like, it's just, I wouldn't rock with nobody that didn't have no black friend. Like, the only black people you mess with is your family. That's problematic for me. Sorry. Feel how you feel. So when they get back to the hotel, Vivian is pissed because she did all of that, and this is her, you know, her coming back into the art industry. So she said Reed makes her, she's like, you know why I like to hang out with Reed? Because he makes me feel alive, and he makes me feel like I would be doing a disservice to the people of this world if I didn't put my paintings out. And she felt like Phil don't believe in her. She's like, you've never asked me, when everybody has been asking me, when am I going to return to my art? And the one person that I want to care has never asked me when I was going to return to my art. So, you know, he's, of course, feeling bad. And he ends up telling her that from the beginning he was her biggest fan. But she was struggling. Like, I guess she wasn't selling, you know, she wasn't doing so well. And, you know, you felt like you weren't being seen in this industry that wasn't built to accommodate you or your art. Which means you black, school back. That's how they do us. They're not interested in seeing, you know, black girls in the front playing double dutch or black people dancing. Like, they weren't interested in that. So, you know, he gave her an out. He said, but we're not going to act like when I gave you an out, you ain't leap at it. So, you know, I apologize for making you feel like I didn't support you, but at the same time, you wanted to get out. And then he offers to, you know, I guess this sinks in with Viv. And then he offered to take her down some boulevard to take a drive. I guess it's the equivalent of taking a ride down Lakeshore Drive. If you're from Chicago, you know the vibes. But she ends up saying, no, I think you should go home because I think it's time for me to rescue myself. I'm like, that's what's up. You taking your own advice that you gave to your daughter. People love to say shit, but don't like to execute it for their own lives. So I appreciated that in Viv. So Hillary and Jazz have a moment. They go in this office, and it's when they go, people just all over these people's house, making out, trying to have sex. She go in the room. They in the office. This couple in the office making out. She like, get out of here. Like, I done told y'all, ain't no sex in here. So they leave, and you know, her and Jazz sit on the couch real close to each other, and she like, I don't know why they were in here making out. This room is not even sexy. And then Jazz like, yeah, I mean, you know, just a regular old room. So they do all that as they scooting close to each other, and they end up kissing. And then her phone buzzes, and he like, please don't answer that. And she like, I got to. It might be my parents. So she answers it, and it's a notification saying that Kylo is at this influencer party in Hollywood. So she asks Jazz to go with her. And of course, he feeling her, so he's definitely along for the ride. Anything to spend some more time with you, especially by yourself. So after that, Lisa and Will talk about the differences between living in Philly and living in the LA, not LA, Bel-Air. Well, I guess it is LA. Is it? Yeah. And, Will says everything was black. Black church, black schools, like black corner store, everything was black. And she like, well, and Lisa said, well, here it's difficult because it's not like that. You got to deal with racist comments and, the microaggressions, and it could be hard to deal with, and all of us deal with it in different ways. And Will was like, hence snorting Xanax. And Lisa like, just be patient with Carlton. Like, you really don't know what he's been through. So after that, they go to Will's room. And, they was just talking. And Lisa ends up fishing for why he ended up in Bel-Air to begin with. And he don't really want to tell her. So he ends up telling her that it's really, after she tells him that her real name is not Lisa, it's Beulah, named after her great grandmother. I said, not Beulah. It's a lot of old names, a lot of women old names, but Beulah got to be about the oldest. Like, what is there? Maddie, Hattie, Louise, Eloise, what's another one? I ain't heard Beulah May. Beulah May is a good one. But I just thought that was hilarious. Not Beulah. Why would you? Who young is named Beulah? I feel like we don't get those old names no more. I feel like after my grandma, wasn't nobody really dishing out the Brendas like that. Like, I don't know no damn Brenda under 40. None. So, like I said, he doesn't tell her. He ends up saying, like, it's literally just for my education. And I guess she found that honorable. And, they start making out. And she like, come on over to this bed. She about to give him some. So, as Carlton is downstairs, he ends up running into John. John texted him and told him to come to the pool room. So he comes downstairs and kind of like, I guess my invitation got lost in the mail. And he said, well, you kind of said you... Carlton was like, well, you wasn't invited. Like, and John was like, I was just hoping that you guys could, like, squash this and make up. And he was like, oh, yeah, we could squash it. As soon as he apologizes for the racist comments that he makes. And not only that, not just for me. Stop making the Asian comments, the homophobic comments, like, all of that. Stop it. So he look around and he like, this party's whack as fuck. Like, I'm not doing that. And he like, come on guys, let's go. And the guy's like, nah, we straight. So he like, alright, well, F y'all too. And he storms out. They flip back to Jazz with Hillary. And they end up getting to the party where Kylo is. And Kylo basically finesses and manipulates Hillary into not taking the video down, because he tells her that, everybody loves you here. And, Victoria's Secret wants to have a meeting with you. Like, they wanted me to set it up. But, if you want me to take the video down. And she's like, oh, no, hold on, wait. And Jazz like, damn, bitch, I'm sitting up here caping for you. And as soon as somebody dangle a little piece of something in front of you, you willing to sacrifice your whole dignity for it. So that turned Jazz off. And by the time they end up getting ready to go, he like, I'm good on you. Like, and she like, well, I'm sorry that I'll drug you down here. It's not a big deal. He was like, yeah, it is a big deal. Like, you shouldn't have brought me down here for the rah-rah if you were just going to change your mind like that. Like, I didn't think you was going to sell yourself short like that. So, she like, well, what you want me to do? Give you gas money? He was so offended. Gas money? It's not about the gas. I don't care about the gas. It's about the principle. But it's all good. Just, yeah, give me gas money. Give me gas money. It's fine. So Viv ends up going back downstairs. And she's sitting at the bar with Reed. And he like, I thought you was in for the night. And she was like, I thought I was too. And they sit there in silence for a minute. And then she tells him that she wants to talk about, artistic fellowship. So his face lights up. And I guess they get to talking about that. And then they, cut back to the scene at home. So Will and Lisa are pillow talking after they got it in. And while they upstairs talking, Carlton is looking around for Will. He asking everybody, hey, you seen Will? You seen Will? And everybody like, no, I ain't seen Will. So Carlton looks up the stairs and he starts heading for the stairs and walking up them slowly. He also had got a text from Connor and he was like, enjoy your new visitors. So as Carlton is walking up the stairs, he paused and looks. And I feel like Carlton already got a feeling that they upstairs together, because he paused so long and was looking like, I really don't want to go up here, because if I see this, I'm a jack. And before he gets to go upstairs, the doorbell rings and it's the police. Connor done called the police with his whole ass. So you got disinvited. See, I'm gonna be quiet. But if you know, you know. Typical. Not surprising. So the police come in. He like, whose house is this? Whose party is this? And Carlton is coming down the stairs. And he like, it's officer, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. This is my house. This is my party. And they like, don't take another step. I'm like, oh, not being profiled in the mansion. So Will and Lisa see the siren, the flashing lights from the bedroom window. And he like, oh shit, I got to get down here and see what's going on. She like, let me come with you. I can help. And he like, no, like your daddy gonna know you lied. And she like, I can help you though. So she go downstairs, she get her daddy on the phone. They got Carlton finna be in handcuffs. They had his hands behind his head. And it's about to be a problem. And Lisa come downstairs like, hey, I'm Lisa Wilkes. This is really his house. Like, let him go. And he like, Lisa Wilkes, as in Fred Wilkes, the captain's daughter. And she like, yeah, not the captain, but the chief. And she like, yeah. So she put the officer on the phone with him. But her hair is all disheveled. Her button probably lopsided. Will come down with a t-shirt on and some shorts. And Carlton already know what happened. He look at both of them so disappointed, just so hurt. Carlton gonna end up overdosing. Instead of him overdosing on speed like he did in the original Fresh Prince, he's gonna have a cocaine overdose. And that's gonna be a huge scandal for the Banks family. I can see all of this. It's just playing in my head. So yeah, and they ended there. Y'all, this show is really good. I am enjoying every minute of it. Like I said, I love just watching how they compare to the old characters, and Will got them mannerisms down pat, boy. Like when he had his arm around Carlton's shoulder in the hallway and he was just doing that goofy smiling. Like, I'm like, you got it. This is a great show. I hope everybody that played in this ends up getting another opportunity to be in something else. I know Will is, because he's doing a phenomenal job in this show. But that's all, you guys. I'm about to go and take a bath and do my hair. And relax, because I'm off for the next 2 days. I might come to y'all. Maybe it'll get posted today. Maybe tomorrow. Love After Lockup. Episode 2, but we'll see. I'm not making any promises because I'm tired. But anyway, this was Bel-Air Season 1, Episode 7. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.